The Tipping Point with Mike Tipton is brought to you by Dubby. What is Dubby? Dubby is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like those other energy drinks have. They also have no maltodextrin fillers and don't use artificial dyes. Dubby contains vitamins, amino acids, a nootropic, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. Dubby's products are made in the USA in an FDA-inspected facility that strictly adheres to GMP manufacturing guidelines. All of the flavors are unique and custom-made by Dubby, and you'll never taste our taste anywhere else. The best part about it is they're affordable. Dubby's drinks come out to about $1 per drink, much cheaper than Starbucks or any of those canned energy drinks. To learn more, visit w.gg.com/discount/MRTipton33 and place your order today. Use promo code MrTipton33 and save today. Dubby Energy, be better. What's going on, everybody? I want to tell you about my new friends over at Cleverman. Visit them online at becleverman.com. What they gave me was the energizing face and beard scrub along with the Cleverman face scrubber. And trust me when I say this, the energizing face and beard scrub smells amazing. Combining it with the face scrubber, making sure that your boy was looking as good and sexy as possible, opened up a whole different sensation in my face that I haven't ever felt before. I felt so clean, so fresh, and so clean, like Outcast said, and it helped me feel like I was ready for my day. Make sure you visit them online at becleverman.com and follow them on Instagram at clevermannyc. The link is up in my bio if you want to check out all the amazing products they have. Visit them online, becleverman.com. What's going on, everybody? It is Monday right after the big game. Can't say the other words right now, but it is Monday following the big game, and we are, 8 days away from everyone's favorite holiday, Fat Tips Day. Fat Tips Day. It's coming up. I got the brand new shirt. You can check it out online. I'm going to share the link once again on all my various social media channels. I am super excited about that shirt. Fat Tips Day, a week from tomorrow. February 17th, my birthday, lands on Mardi Gras. It's absolutely perfect. No other better way to celebrate Fat Tips Day than getting your Fat Tips Day shirt. Also, I look good in purple. I feel like I look good in purple. Our dude, Tommy Cananza, tuning in saying, what's up, Tip? What's up, Tommy? Look at that. That is the first thing that you get on today's show is Fat Tips Day merch. Talking about that. Shout out to Ray Work Productions, who's joined over on Instagram. Ryan Matlack, Jonathan Hood over there on Instagram as well. Thank you all so much. I need to be more, I need to go live on Instagram more often. I genuinely do. It's been a while since I go live. Like I do the show every now and then. I'm not consistent enough with this show on Instagram just because I don't like seeing zeros next to views, but that's because I'm vapid, I guess. Nonetheless, we're hanging out here on this Monday following the Super Bowl. What is everybody's thoughts? What are your thoughts on what happened in the big game yesterday? The Seattle Seahawks dominating, absolutely dominating the New England Patriots. Augustine, I told you I was going to do it. Augustine was correct whenever he said that this game was going to be a blowout in the favor of the Seattle Seahawks. At no point did I feel like that game was close. It took all the way to 10 minutes left in the game for it to become fun-ish, adjacent. Whenever you go 3 quarters, 3 full quarters, and the score is 12-0. You know you're not having a good time. Like it's not a good time for anybody. No one involved had themselves a good time. Tommy's saying it was the most boring Super Bowl I've seen in a long time. It's got to be up there with, again, another Patriots Super Bowl, with the Patriots and Rams Super Bowl of, what is it, 2019, I guess is what it was? Maybe 2020? Yeah, 2019. Where the New England Patriots beat Jared Goff and them boys 13-3. That was, without a doubt, one of the worst, if not the worst, Super Bowls in a while, in a long time. Just like Tommy said, the most boring Super Bowl we've seen in a while. Although, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, last year's blowout between the Eagles and the Chiefs was also pretty damn boring. So maybe you, dang. I got to think, like, when was the last really good Super Bowl that we've watched? I'm going to be looking up the Super Bowl history scores right now. Tommy letting us know. Yeah, I'm going to do that. The Patriots had a cupcake schedule, and they avoided all the major players this postseason. They didn't deserve to be there. I don't, again, like the deserve to be there part, I might push back on, because you can only play the games that are in front of you, right? So they got there, and because they got there, in my mind, like, you kind of deserve to be there. They could have lost to Houston. They could have lost to Denver. You know, luck went their way, and they were able to ultimately win those games, get into the Super Bowl. I get what you're saying. It was a super easy schedule, and you're right. It did show last night. And we've been talking about this whole time, right? Like the last couple of weeks leading up to the Super Bowl, that's one of the things that we kept talking about, was whether or not this schedule would rear its ugly head. Because every single one of us knew it was soft. SAWFT, soft. But to say they didn't deserve to be there, like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like anybody that would have gone, like you could say, especially out of the AFC, you can say they didn't deserve to be there, right? Like if Denver had made it, they didn't deserve to be there because of the exact same things that you're putting right now, right? No Mahomes, no Allen, no Lamar, no Burrow, no none of that. It was a cupcake schedule for the New England Patriots. I agree with you 100% on that aspect of things. However, you got to win the games that are in front of you in order to even get there, right? So for me, I guess that word deserve, you know what I mean? Like that's a tough one, because you're saying that you'd rather see Buffalo versus Seattle. Shit, dude, Buffalo don't deserve to be there either. Buffalo was a garbage ass, underachieving ass team. In my humble opinion, I should say. I guess in the history, the pantheon of things. Kansas City, San Francisco, Super Bowl 58. That was a good Super Bowl. The Chiefs in Philadelphia, that was also a good Super Bowl in 2023, 57. Rams in Cincinnati, that was good. The Buccaneers beating the Chiefs for that first Super Bowl, Tom Brady's last Super Bowl, that one was bad. That was bad from the get-go. The Chiefs versus San Francisco, if I'm recalling this correctly, the Chiefs dominated that game for the majority. San Francisco was able to get a couple of garbage points at the end. Maybe I'm misremembering that. I'm going over the list right now. Let's share the screen. Going over to ProFootballReference.com. There we are. Looking at it right now, and I am highlighting the games that were fun, right? Because like we had this game last night, the most recent Super Bowl, and we know that game was absolute garbage. Not worth watching. Garbage water from the top to the bottom. Last year's Philadelphia-Kansas City game, that was absolutely terrible as well. The 2 Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl wins, those were fun. The Rams and Bengals, that was a super fun game. Coming down to the last drive, the no-look pass from Matt Stafford to Cooper Kupp, who won the MVP that year. The Chiefs being dominated by Tampa Bay, that wasn't fun. San Francisco and Kansas City, maybe I'm just thinking about it for myself because I don't remember that one being fun. Like, I just remember that one being kind of boring as well, but maybe it's because my hatred of the San Francisco 49ers. Maybe y'all can help me out with that one. That also feels like one of those lost Super Bowls, despite the fact that it was Patrick Mahomes' first Super Bowl. The Patriots and the Rams, we already spoke about that one. That had to be the most boring game in Super Bowl history. The Eagles and the Patriots, that is the Philly special game. That one was kind of fun. I remember watching that one up at the mothership. That one was kind of fun. The New England Patriots beating the Atlanta Falcons, that game was super fun. That was a ton of fun, actually. The comeback that the Patriots had in that game to be able to come back and win. That was one of the most fun games I remember seeing in a really long time. Super Bowl 50, the Broncos and the Panthers. That one I don't remember being fun either. 24-10 kind of leans my way that it wouldn't be fun. New England over Seattle. That was, if I'm not mistaken, we're not going to hand the ball off to Marshawn Lynch game. We're going to throw the ball at the 1-yard line game. That was a fun game. Came down to the very last play of the game. The Seahawks and Denver Broncos, judging by that score, 43-8. That was not fun at all. I also love seeing the list over here of MVPs, because who would have thought that Malcolm Smith was the MVP? I'm going to open that one in a new tab. I'm trying to remember. I know Malcolm Smith was a defensive player. I'm just trying to remember what it was that he did in that game. Had himself a nice 10-year career. Wow. Wasn't expecting that. Even played with the Dallas Cowboys for a little while. 2 games with the Cowboys. Huh. Started 1 game with the Cowboys. That's a pleasant surprise. Let's see. He had a forced fumble with the Cowboys in 2019. 5 total tackles with the Cowboys in 2019. Hey, yeah, that was a good one. Tommy saying Pittsburgh versus Dallas. Oh, wait, that was 30 years ago. Shake my head. I don't know if you saw what I did yesterday either, Tommy. I wore my 1995 throwback jersey representing the 75-year anniversary of the NFL. I wore that one with Troy Aikman on it, which to me was perfect, right? Just absolutely perfect. Tommy Cananza asking who for Malcolm Smith as the MVP. I agree 100%. I 100% agree with you on that one. Who the hell remembers who the hell Malcolm Smith was? I've got to see what he did in this Super Bowl. But I'll have to look that up at another time. We're not going to do that right now. But like I said, we're looking at a lot of these Super Bowls, and it feels like a handful of them have been fun games, but the majority of them weren't fun games. Right? Like going back to 2008, the Colts dominating the Bears. Like, I don't remember that one being fun at all. I remember the New Orleans one being fun because of the onside kick, but I don't really remember it being fun outside of anything else. New England with their 3 Super Bowls where they won by a field goal. Tom Brady being the MVP a couple of times. Deion Branch being the other MVP. Dexter Jackson being the MVP for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers when they absolutely thrashed the Oakland Raiders at the time. God, that game. I remember watching that one. That one was not fun to watch at all. The Patriots and the Rams, that was a good one. That was a really good one. Anyway, I'm getting like way too nostalgic now. We'll stop sharing that part of the screen. It was a just absolutely very boring Super Bowl game. And it sucks because that was the crescendo of the season, right? Like we sit there all year long, 6.5 months or however damn long it is. We sit there waiting for this moment, only to have that turd dropped upon our chest. That was that particular game in the Super Bowl. It just wasn't, I don't know, it just wasn't fun. Not fun at all. News coming out of the NFL right now. Raiders officially announced their new head coach in Clint Kubiak. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter. Want to make sure that's who it is. Yep. Adam Schefter, the Las Vegas Raiders officially announced that Clint Kubiak is now the team's new head coach. The Raiders are giving Kubiak a 5-year contract. A source told ESPN's Adam Schefter. The team posted the video on Monday evening of Kubiak and his family arriving in Las Vegas and being greeted by Raiders general manager John Spytek. The team will introduce Kubiak at a news conference scheduled for Tuesday afternoon. Look at that. You go from winning a Super Bowl to being the new head coach of the LA Raiders. That's got to feel good, I guess. Tommy's saying, hey, at least I liked the halftime show. I thought the halftime show was great. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Maybe that's a different topic for another day. I'll talk about that one a little bit later. The audience or lack thereof at the Turning Point USA show. That one was just, you should be embarrassed of yourself. If you were watching that, you should be embarrassed of yourself, and you clearly put no seasoning on any of your food. No one should be eating at your house, you flavorless fuck. The toilet paper USA, that's what it felt like. Oh man, I saw like the highlights of it, and it was just like, you ever get secondhand embarrassed for people? And like, I'm one of these people, you get what you deserve types, you know what I mean? Like you act an ass, you get kind of what's coming your way. But man, like a secondhand embarrassment I felt. And then for the headliner to not even be singing their own, so whatever, I'm just some guy. What do I know about all these things? I think one of the things that did strike me as funny as we continue to talk about the NFL here, it was the end of the NFL season. We're all going to be sad. Tommy's saying 5 million views versus 130 million, and that's just 130 million that they know of, right? Like it could have been so much more. I think at the end of the day, it's going to be roughly 145 million. And maybe the other halftime show will increase in its ratings as the trolls continue to just watch it on loop over and over and over in the background. I would not be surprised if those 5 million views came from just random ass places that no one really knows anything about, just showed up out of nowhere. But the halftime show, it was a good halftime show. I thought it was a great halftime show, to be honest with you. But maybe I am biased. Okay. Let me see this message that I have here. Uh-oh. I'll have to talk about that one later. That was a bit much. You would think that the people that work alongside me would know what my schedule is. But nonetheless, the Crooked Commission, yo, what's up, Money Mike? TC, what's up, bro? Heard that kid flop was amazing. Ashley Candelaria over on YouTube or on Instagram saying, what did I miss, LOL? We are talking about the halftime show. We spoke a little bit about what happened in the game yesterday. Boring ass game. I think every single one of us could say that. That game sucked ass. Just so much ass was being sucked during that game. but we were talking about the differences in halftime shows. I saw one thing, and it kind of bothered me. This is my show. I get to talk about whatever the hell I want, right? Maybe that's the best part about it, right? There was a small segment of time during the halftime show where there were two dudes grinding on each other. I don't remember seeing it being like, oh, okay, cool, two dudes grinding on each other. Maybe it's because I've been to a couple of gay clubs. Don't ask questions you don't want to know answers to. I've been to a lot of gay clubs. I got no problem with dudes dancing on dudes. Do your thing, man. I don't give a fuck. It's not impacting me whatsoever. And then I look over on social media today because, as you know, social media is just the best place you want to go to after something that is mildly controversial. And this person puts up on social media, I'm not going to put their name out there, I'm not going to put their business out there, but they were like, oh my Lord, there were two dudes dancing on each other, and that's all I can think about. And I sat here and I thought to myself, cool, do your thing, right? Like, go dance on whatever dude you want to dance on. Again, I don't give a shit. Doesn't impact me. I would be a little jealous if you were dancing on a dude that looked like me, but you weren't trying to dance with me. Like that would be, I would be a little jealous in that aspect. But I sat here and I thought to myself, okay, so you're going to go online and you're going to complain about two dudes dancing with each other with a door kind of blocking stuff so you didn't see everything. Two dudes dancing with each other for a second or two during a Super Bowl halftime show when there was literally hundreds of asses shaking in front of you. Big, thick, juicy Latinas dancing in front of you. And you're focusing on the two dudes dancing by the truck? I believe that says more about you than it does about the show. If that's all you can focus on, my guy, it's okay. Be you. Live out loud. By all means, live out loud. The Crooked Commish asking, even though that was a boring-ass Super Bowl show, did anybody hit on any of their Super Bowl squares? Tommy saying, yeah, that was inclusion, Mike. If that's all you can think about, then you might be, never mind. I think we're having a consensus moment right here. Ashley Candelaria saying, says more about them and what catches their eye. Yeah, it's coming out that way. Ashley also saying, ooh, I never heard a BB song before. Knew him from WWE before. I knew he was a musical artist. It was a great message. Absolutely loved it. That was good. And again, like if you haven't seen the like Bad Bunny whenever he was wrestling in the WWE, that was a ton of fun. Tommy Carranza saying, big, thick, juicy Latinos. Are you in my phone search? LOL. Maybe I am. Maybe I would say that's got to be leading the phone searches in so many ways. The Crooked Commish saying, tell us about yourself without telling us something about yourself. That's actually perfect. That is 100% perfect. Tommy's saying that's my PH search. That's his search on the hub. We don't have the hub anymore. Or do we? Did they bring it back in Texas? I don't know. My forearms have lost so much muscle mass. Almost got through that joke. Ashley Candelaria going back to talking about her origin story of learning about Bad Bunny. I was so surprised some fans didn't know he was a wrestler. LOL. That was cool. Like, again, it's I want to say it was WWE Backlash. It was in Puerto Rico. And the pop that Bad Bunny gets to come out to this like Puerto Rico street fight, because you know how wrestling is. It's always a street fight. Tommy Canazza saying there's always a way around it, brother. DM me. I mean, hey, you got to find a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. The hub, you will find your way to the hub. The beacon in the sky that is known as the hub that we haven't had in Texas for a while now. Maybe I build my forearm strength back up. Maybe that's what I got to do. We will find a way of doing it. Ashley laughing over on the Instagram page. Be sure to check out Talking About It with Ashley, one of the awesome shows that are out there talking about mental health. Myself and our guy Cujo from the Buzzed Podcast, we're on that show talking about our Super Bowl predictions and Ashley genuflecting, admitting that she was wrong in trying to say that Saquon Barkley was going to rush for 2,000 yards this season. I've been known to be drunk. There might be some alcohol in this right now. Who knows? I'm not going to disclose any of that information because you don't need to know, you nosy-ass bastards. But I have never been as drunk as Ashley saying that Saquon Barkley was going to rush for 2,000 yards in back-to-back seasons. Like, I mean, again, I appreciate the love and the support that you have for your Philadelphia Eagles team. I am not one to tell anybody anything about their fandom or their fanhood or anything of that nature. But what I will say is that was wild. Just absolute. We tried to talk you down from it too. Ashley saying, hey, I'm good. We did some good. LOL. Got some wrestlers sponsored. I did see that. I know we got Ivy Red sponsored. I'm trying to remember who the other wrestlers are that we got sponsored as well, as we have teamed up with the Talking About It page, the Buzzed podcast, and of course the Tipton Sports Broadcasting Network. We teamed up to sponsor a few wrestlers for the upcoming show, the Love and War show that Nation of Wrestling is having coming up on February 28th. Maybe I got to have Frank Stone join me on one of these shows. Fire and Ice. I think that'll be it. We bring some of the people out to Buffalo Wild Wings for a little fire and ice, baby. And to answer your question, Kamish, I didn't hit on any of my squares. I had 5 squares. At one point, I was excited because one of the squares I had was 0-0. You can easily end a quarter with no score, especially with 2 good defensive teams. You can end a quarter 10-0, 20-10, 20-0. Like there's so many possibilities that you can get with that one. Then I had 8-9 as a score, which wasn't going to happen. 5-5 as a score, which wasn't going to happen. 3-4 as a square, which could have happened. Like there's possibilities there, but man, it was not good. It was not good for your boy. It just wasted money. I hate playing Super Bowl squares. I don't know why I keep getting sucked into this. I was about to say why I keep getting sucked off on this. Thinking about the hub. Why I keep getting sucked in on this. But Jesus, man. Ashley, is that his name? His name is Hershey J. Chemo. Is he really chemo, or that's the only way it can be is chemo? Sweet Caramel, I think it was the 4th. Sweet Caramel was the 4th. There we go. Augustine, I mentioned it earlier at the beginning of the show that you were correct in your assessment that the Super Bowl was going to be a one-sided ass whooping. The Crook Commish saying, yeah, I don't know how to get rid of the hub. Helps protect the children. Cock blockers. Ashley saying, LOL, NL2 separate. I don't know. Maybe someone messed up there. Augustine is back. So the Patriots lost because of Vrabel, is what Augustine is saying. Oh, my God. Just comes in here with the hottest of takes. Tommy saying, I don't do squares. I always lose, LOL. Saying Vrabel got out-prepared. And, yes, a 14-pout win from Augustine. A 14-point win from Augustine. He was right. But you know what? You were wrong. You said a 14-point game. It was a 16-point game. So maybe you weren't right. I'm going to say you were wrong. I mean, you were on the right track. We can say that. You were on the right track. And if you ever want to be on the best track, you got to get on that Just the Tip track.
I just want to put the tip in.
It's time for
Just the Tip.
That would make me uncomfortable.
Promise that it ain't too much, but just enough. Just a tip. Just a tip.
Just the tip. Just the tip.
It's time for Just the Tip.
Just the Tip is brought to you by our friends over at www.myhappynuts.com. Guys, I was walking around downtown the other day. You know where I work, so I walk around downtown. You got to get your steps in when you're a big fat guy like me and you got your Fat Tips Day shirt on. Also, shout out Kamish. I don't know if you saw this, but the Fat Tips Day shirt is in. I was walking around downtown the other day, and as I'm walking through San Jacinto Plaza where there's all these trees, someone ran up to me and they're like, "Sir, you smell amazing. You smell like Paul Bunyan, like a sexy Paul Bunyan." And I stopped him right there and said, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa. First off, thank you. Secondly, don't ever compare me to Paul Bunyan, because I guarantee you one thing. Paul Bunyan doesn't carry around the big wood that I do." And then I showed them my big wood body wash from www.myhappynuts.com. Their mind exploded right there in front of the whole world. I was about to be arrested for murder, but it didn't happen. Didn't murder them. Their mind just got blown. They'd be like, "Whoa, calm down." Put all that blood and guts back in their head. They were fine. Walking around now like Frankenstein. But the big wood body wash, guys, it changes your life. People come running over to you. www.myhappynuts.com. Use promo code Mike Tipton at checkout and save on all your male grooming needs. TSS Race Cars, thank you so much for joining over on the Instagram page. Ashley saying, "I did squares 1 year, had the jackpot, and then the stupid Ravens got a safety. Never, ever again am I going to do squares." Augustine saying, "Vrabel will get you there, but he will never win the big one with being so square." What is up with the hate towards Mike Vrabel, man? His first year as a coach of the Patriots, y'all win 4 games. The next year he wins 17 games. Come on, like that's a lot of help right there. Shouldn't be hating on him so much. The Crooked Commish over on YouTube saying, "The only time I win squares is if I'm running and accidentally lose the money." Nothing crooked about that, Commish. It seems straight. As straight as those guys complaining about the guys dancing in the truck instead of looking at all the booty shaking in front of you. The Crooked Commish saying, "Love the shirt. I'll be getting mine soon. Happy it all worked out. Made it happen fast." Dude, I was so happy with that. So happy with that. Our guy, the Neon Peacock, great job out there. I know where I'm going to start going now for all my shirt ideas. I always have a ton of shirt ideas, but I don't want to do them myself, so I got to outsource it now. The Neon Peacock, that's going to be my guy. I just love it because his name is Peacock. I was also, so to show you guys kind of how I do my thing, I love listening to news, right? Like I'll wake up in the morning, listen to some NPR as I'm walking, as I'm doing my thing. I'll listen to that. And then I listen to like history podcasts and stuff. And today, one of the history podcasts that I was listening to was talking about the origins of science fiction. And one of the people that is credited with being one of the originators of science fiction, is an author with the last name of Moorcock. If that was any one of our last names, we would be unstoppable. Could you imagine Anthony Moorcock, Michael Moorcock, Augustine Lescock, Tommy Moorcock? It would be perfect. Even Ashley Moorcock. It's such a great name. And then to be attributed as one of the pioneers of science fiction writing is just absolutely great. Just absolutely great. Augustine saying, "You're pronouncing that wrong. LOL. It's your deep desires. LOL." How else do you pronounce Moorcock? Moorcock? I don't understand. How do you pronounce Moorcock? No shit, right? Like Hubstars would kill for that name. I'm not going to say whether or not I did a search because I don't want my phone to get a virus. all types of viruses my phone would get if I did a search on that. But I feel like if there was an actor who was Michael Moorcock or something like that, then everyone would know, right? It's kind of like Johnny Sins, right? Like everyone knows who Johnny Sins is. Not me though, because we don't have the hub in Texas. Augustine saying the correct way to pronounce Moorcock is Maspene. Oh, that would be great. That, you know what, Augustine, that was good. That was good. Cheers. Salud. On Saturday, on Fire and Ice, we had Steve Kaplowitz on the show out at Buffalo Wild Wings. Had a great conversation with him. And Augustine, he called you out. I've got to get the clip of it, but he called you out for not having the bottle of tequila that you've promised him for X amount of years, which is crazy because you gave me my bottle of tequila. So I don't know what he's waiting on. Augustine saying, oh, wait, the MAGA crowd is going to hate that. Mas pene? Well, I mean, they might hate it, but it's because they got too much in their mouth. Tiene mas pene in their mouth. Augustine saying, oh, yeah, he called me. I was talking to him for 15 minutes ago. Oh, that's my dude. So that's why you were late to the show. Shout out to Lisa Yvette Sanchez, who joined, and El Gato 619, who joined over in on Instagram. Okay. So we spoke about the Super Bowl. I got to go on a show tomorrow, the Lockdown Coverage podcast on the Prime Coverage Sports Network. And we're going to bury the Super Bowl tomorrow. Dead and gone. Saying bye-bye. Au revoir to the rest of this season. It is done with. Say goodbye to it. Whether your team did great or whether your team did bad, it is time to put those thoughts away and move on. And hopefully next season will be better, unless you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, in which case it's probably going to be the same. And we're going to hate life even more so. And the offense is going to take a horrible shit. And the defense is going to be great because we can't ever have two good things at once because we're the Dallas Cowboys and we absolutely suck at life. I'm not hurt, though. I'm not hurt at all. Augustine saying, is Lisa Yvette hot? She has a hot name. We've got to find a girlfriend for Augustine, like a real one, not one that he has to pay, but like a real one. Let's all just put our money together and we'll get Augustine love for the night. Just one time. Love for the night. Don't be blowing people in San Jacinto Plaza at lunch, you weirdo, is one of the comments that I've gotten so far. Ashley Candelaria saying, how about our USA curling team? They play tomorrow for gold. Hey, I am with it. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. You joined us.
Yes, I am, because
I feel like I said Augustine too many times and you appeared like Beetlejuice.
you got two more of those. Just remember that. Well, I just wanted to come in because you're saying that you're only going to talk about the Super Bowl tomorrow. And I got way too much to talk about the Super Bowl, Tip. Way too much. And I stand by my statement. Mike Vrabel is a great, he's a great basic coach. What I mean by that, he's going to be a great, hey, guys, let's dive right, dive left, maybe a pass, maybe here, maybe there. But he completely missed the mark on preparing for that Seahawks defense. He would be a great defensive coordinator. But he wanted to play ball control against the Seahawks. He wanted to have a 5-step drop with Drake May. He can't do that. No. And I'm sorry, everybody, for butting in the show like this. But there's no Mike Vrabel, like I said, will get you to the dance, but you will never you have a good dance with him.
I mean, I can see what you're saying, right? Because you look at Mike Vrabel's history as a coach. He shit the bed in Tennessee.
Very square. It's very square. It's very Dana Dimmel.
Oh wow. We don't talk negatively about the dead here. Shout out to my dude Dana Dimmel. Augustine, I don't know if you're in on this or not, but Brandon and I are. The next time UTEP makes a bowl game, we have promised Dana Dimmel, because we promised this whenever he was the coach, that we would all show up to that game wearing an orange Speedo. So are you going to be in on this with us?
When UTEP makes a bowl game, I'm in.
There
that
we
will
go.
be never.
It might never happen, but hey, at least we have the possibility. Elgato619 over on Instagram saying, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I agree with Augustine. Oh my Lord. You know what? Instead of relying on a groundhog to give you your, like, whether or not hell is frozen over, it's whether or not people agree with Augustine that proves that hell is frozen over. We are definitely going to have 6 more weeks of winter, y'all. It's going to happen.
I think it's about 12.
I mean, I drove home today with the top down on my Mustang, so it better get cold soon if we're going to have winter again.
No, but I'm serious, man. I mean, even I could have come up with a better game plan of moving Drake May around. You know, maybe having a 2 tight end set once in a while against that because Drake May, most of the sacks he got were not instant sacks. They were coverage sacks. He couldn't find anybody open. So come out and move the pocket, use a 2 tight end set, you know, get that extra man blocking and give the poor kid some time to throw, some options to throw the ball.
I mean, I agree with you to a certain extent.
No, you agree or not agree, because this was the make or break for Mike Vrabel. And yes, everybody's saying he's a great coach. He's a great defensive coordinator. He needs to hire a great offensive coordinator in order for him to win something.
Wait. Isn't their offensive coordinator the one that's been there forever?
I don't care.
Like he was there with Belichick. He was there with Brady and all them.
No,
I can't remember his name because he used to be the coach of the Broncos. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
You're a sports guy. You should know.
I mean, if he was better, I'd know. And that's what I was going to get at, Crooked Commish. Will Campbell yesterday was just getting ran over. Like all the sacks that were happening were on him. I saw a great meme today, or maybe you told me as well. There we go. Josh McDaniel. That's who the offensive coordinator is for y'all. Thank you to the amazing Mireya Reyes for reminding me who he is. Fantastic. Thank you.
Well, they didn't prepare. They had the wrong game plan.
They were prepared. The Seahawks they brought more pressure than they normally do. And the Crooked Commission saying that too, like they brought the blitz at the right time. It's almost like they. I don't want to say
it seems like they prepared.
El Gato saying, Augustine, do you see these 2 teams back here or close to the ship next year?
The Seahawks, yeah. The Patriots, they need to do some really, they need to dig deep into their pockets to get some quality wide receivers to complement Drake May, because Drake May you had maybe one good wide receiver in Diggs, and then the rest are who?
I mean, you've got that one guy, and then you have the other guy. So there's a couple of guys there, but this is the thing that I'm going to tell you. Remember the amount of money that the New England Patriots spent this offseason, right? Like getting Milton Williams, giving him a huge contract, getting Stephon Diggs a pretty decent-sized contract. They went out there in free agency this offseason, and they spent a ton of money. They
still have cap space.
They only have $33 million in cap space. That's not a lot to go out there and get you a second good wide receiver. So you have to rely on Mac Hollins being your number 2, which was also hilarious. I don't know if you saw this yesterday, Augustine, but Mac Hollins walking into the Super Bowl had like a Hannibal Lecter mask on and was like in chains. And I was like, oh, that's a terrible thing to do because the Seattle defense is going to lock you up just like that.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a horrible look.
And they did.
Yeah. I mean, he got the 1 touchdown, but it was garbage time. At that point, it was garbage time.
Yeah, it was garbage, and it was garbage time. And I think, and I really think that if Vrabel is brave, he will fire Josh McDaniels tomorrow and say, we need somebody with a brain on the offensive side. We got a good QB. We got a decent line. We got to invest in some wide receivers, maybe another tight end, and take it from there. The defense is fine. The defense should get better. But yeah, my prediction came through. Thanks, everybody. But I wanted the Patriots to win. Everybody is not talking about, and when I got in the car this morning, it was on 600 ESPN, and there were some idiots in the morning at about 7:15 our time. They were talking about, well, Vrabel did a great job, and I figured for the season he did, but you also got to take away with this. Yep, decimated Bills, no Joe Burrow, no Mahomes, wide open AFC. It's a great schedule. It's not their fault. I'm all with that. But when it comes down to the big boys, you need to make the big decisions. And the Patriots didn't do that this game. And that's what killed them. Their lack of offensive imagination. Because all they were doing, they were dive left, dive right, and then over 15 patterns over 15 yards against that defense. No, you go the mid, the 5 to 15 constant, move your quarterback around. He's going to get pounded with 4 people. Well, that sounded bad. But anyway, he got
They get pounded with 4 people while Kid Rock plays in the background. The Crooked Commish saying the May injury may be worse than they want to admit. His throws were off. They were really off. And that was what I was going to say too. Like it was obviously a shoulder injury, and it felt like he couldn't get it down the field. And you saw like I think one of the balls that should have been intercepted is he tries to uncork the deep ball, and it was just like a punt. Like it just stayed up there floating for time to time. It should have been picked off. Like there were a couple of times there that he should have been picked off. El Gato saying that it was a subliminal message. Mac Hollins showing up in the chains and all that stuff. Shout out to Wegs Pool who joined in over on Instagram. You can check me out with him tomorrow. As a matter of fact, on the Lockdown Coverage podcast, we're going to be talking about the NFL, continuing the conversation about what we're going to be talking about here with the Super Bowl. But to go back to what you were saying about like Mike Vrabel and the team, and I get it, right? You're a fan of the Patriots. You're frustrated with what you saw yesterday, and it's totally understandable. But I also feel like without Vrabel, they're not anywhere close to it. And to go back to Elgato's question that he asked earlier, do you see either of these teams back this close to a championship next year? For Seattle, maybe, right? Like their future is bright.
Oh, yeah.
For the Patriots, look at what got them there. It was a 4th place schedule, one of the easiest schedules in the NFL. It was being blessed to have a couple of games at home that got you to where you needed to be, getting CJ Stroud, who looked absolutely terrified in the snow, getting a Denver Broncos team that didn't have their quarterback, and the Buffalo Bills were super underachieving. The Baltimore Ravens were super underachieving. I think we can say Cincinnati was underachieving with them not making the Super Bowl, despite the fact that we all kind of knew they were going to have a terrible defense, or not even making the Super Bowl, not making the playoffs. And then Kansas City being completely underwhelming as well. All that had to align. It was like the perfect alignment of the stars for the New England Patriots to make it to the Super Bowl. Now teams are going to teams aren't going to be able to write them off. Teams aren't going to be able to, take them for granted. This was a team that was in the Super Bowl. And to look at what happens whenever teams say, okay, that team's going to be good. Look what happened to the Washington Commanders this year. They had the expectations of making it to the NFC Championship game. And then they shit the bed all season long.
Exactly, Tim. Look at the Cowboys every single year.
I'm not even talking about the Cowboys.
No, but yeah, Mike, you're completely and utterly right on this. The expectations for next year, are they going to go 17-4 or whatever they were this year? No. Are they going to tank? No. Are the Bills going to come back with a vengeance? I don't know. That's the thing about that division. Are the Bills going to finally is Josh Allen finally going to be this guy where the Lord of the Rings comes up and he's Frodo and he actually lifts, the ring. He lifts the ring or whatever. Is Josh Allen going to finally be that guy?
No.
And if history serves us correct, no, he's not going to be the guy. Does Josh Allen need to leave Buffalo in order to win?
Ooh, that's a great topic.
Hey, we have a Super Bowl winning quarterback that nobody trusted, that now he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
But that's also the thing, right? Like in order, if you look at the majority, and I want to say like the vast majority, but I'm just going to go with the majority right now of recent Super Bowl winners, going back to like 2010, 2009, 2008, kind of in that range, it was cheap contracts for your quarterback that mainly wins out because you have enough money to spend on the entirety of your team.
Mm-hmm.
If Josh Allen gets traded to another team to hopefully win a Super Bowl, it's got to be a team that you feel is like right there, where Josh Allen is that last missing piece, so you can take on that huge contract and maybe get there, right? I can see a team like
Tip, Josh Allen is set for life. We all know that. Josh Allen has the money to burn and money to do that. If Josh Allen is smart enough, he won't get that big contract in order to win. He'll go, wait a second, I can live. Oh my gosh, I can live on $10 million a year.
So again, that's utopia, right? Like that's just not going to happen. And it's not because NFL owners won't let it happen. It's because the players union won't let that happen.
How about this?
You have a player say that they'll take less money in order to play. Now it crumbles the system of the players union, and the players union will not let that happen. They'll go to court. They will litigate that. And more than likely what will happen is the contract will get up to what the average value is for a quarterback.
It's Josh Allen's choice.
It's not like that's the bad thing about it, right? Like we can say that the players have a say in how much they get paid. It's really lawyers from the league and lawyers from the Players Association that come together and say, this is how much you're going to make. You cannot have a star player sit there and be like, I'm going to take less money and expect the players union to be okay with it. Okay, and we know the players union has no morals whatsoever, except for it comes down to the bottom line and how much money you make.
Restructure the contract. You want to win? Get some good players in there.
Well, if the NFL had the ability to do it kind of like what Major League Baseball does, where they can defer the payments down the road, then maybe. But the NFL doesn't have that ability because of the salary cap and things like that. Ashley Candelaria bringing up a point that we spoke about on Saturday, talking about Lindsey Vonn. I don't know if you saw that, Augustine, or not, but she competed after rupturing her ACL 4 days before her event that was going to take place in Milan during the Winter Olympics. She ultimately goes out there because she's unable to stabilize her knee due to the ruptured ACL. She has a vicious, and I mean horrific, crash and winds up having multiple compound fractures in her leg. Ashley's asking, do you think that she would say that it was a win still being able to compete at that level? I know that Lindsey Vonn after surgery came out and was like, yeah, like if I could do it again, I'd do it all over again. I feel like that's the thing you say as an athlete. being 41, 42 years old, trying to recover from that type of injury is like, that's not the way anybody wants to go out.
No, that's her coaching staff should have said no. Simple. No. That's the coaching staff dropping the ball. That's like having yes men around you. Simple. That's having yes men or yes women. Sorry, people.
Yes, people.
Yes, people around you.
Yes, individuals, because we don't know if they identify as people or animal.
Yes, things.
I mean, yeah, like I guess I'm torn on it, right? Because
Good pun. Good pun.
on one hand, you have the coaching staff needs to have the athlete's best interest in mind. End of the day, that's always what it needs to be. However, if you're that coaching staff and that athlete is saying, look, this is my last hurrah. I don't care how I go out. This is how I want to go out. Then you kind of have to relent and let them do it, because at the end of the day, in an individual sport like that, it's not football, it's not baseball, it's not basketball, it's not any of these other team sports. It's an individual sport. If you decide, yes, this is what I want to do as an individual, then you've got the coaching staff can't do anything. Like, they have to relent and allow it to happen. I will say this, it feels to me two different things. It feels very valiant while also being stupid. And it also seems very selfish because you took a spot away from somebody while you were injured who could have possibly made a name for themselves in this Winter Olympics. So now that person's got to wait 4 more years to even have an opportunity to do this.
Hey, the whole country's waiting 4 more years, but that's a different topic.
3.
But yeah, that it was very selfish of her to think like that. Yes, granted, it's the last hurrah and all that, but you got a torn ACL. Ruptured, torn. You got a big handicap. And if she was the actual elite athlete that we thought she was, she would have thought, yeah, I can't do it. Because at that stage of the game, Tip, it's not about competing. It's about winning. And she knew she could not have won. So sad what happened to her. I saw the replay. But she asked for it. That's what she got.
Yeah, I mean, and that's where I feel like I should be more sympathetic, because you think of it like one of those types of stories, like, damn, like that sucks. Again, you don't ever want to see an athlete of any caliber have to end it because of an injury like that. Like, you want to see them go out on their own terms. Nonetheless, someone that's as decorated as what Lindsey Vonn is, but play dumb games, win dumb prizes. And this feels like the dumbest fucking prize you could have possibly gone after.
Yeah, completely agreed.
Because, like, again, I don't ski. I've snowboarded before, and I know the pressure it put on my knees. And as someone that's had knee surgery before, I cannot snowboard the way that, like, I would love to snowboard. I can't even skateboard, right? Like there's so much pressure that goes on your knees that way, and you need them.
Not a board strong enough for that.
Basically, what I do to
I say that while eating tamales.
I use a marble slab that's like a kitchen counter. That's what I use to snowboard.
And I say all that while eating tamales.
Hey, it's delicious. I'm sad that we got an extra look at your crotch. At least it wasn't your ass this time.
It's not there anyway.
Yeah, we know it's not there. That says more about you than it does anything else.
It's resting from all the action yesterday.
Oh, okay. There we go. All right, Augustine. I think that's the best way to end the show, because we're up against the clock anyway. So
Yeah,
we might as well end it right there.
About my crotch, yeah.
Yeah, Augustine. Once again, I appreciate you so much. I hope that was therapeutic for you, kind of cathartic. You were able to get that off your chest, your hatred of Mike Vrabel.
Yeah.
I feel like there's still more to come. We'll talk to you later, everybody. Now I'm terrified of what's going to be said.
I hate you.